To take the bull by the horns.
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 To take the bull by the horns, it means to directly confront a problem or challenge, rather than avoiding it or being passive. After years of avoiding the issue, she finally decided to take the bull by the horns and confront her boss about the unfair treatment. The company was facing a financial crisis, so the CEO took the bull by the horns and implemented some tough cost-cutting measures. Instead of waiting for someone else to solve the problem, he took the bull by the horns and fixed it himself.
To be on the same page.
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 To be on the same page, it means to have the same understanding of a situation or information, often in terms of goals, expectations, or plans. Before we start working on this project, let's make sure we're all on the same page about our goals and expectations. Parents need to be on the same page when it comes to disciplining their children. The negotiations were successful because both parties were on the same page about what they wanted to achieve.
To shoot from the hip.
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 To shoot from the hip, it means to be very direct and express ideas without planning or careful consideration. He's known for shooting from the hip and making decisions without thinking them through. During the debate, she shot from the hip and made some controversial statements that she later regretted. The CEO's tendency to shoot from the hip caused some problems for the company when he made some hasty decisions without consulting his advisors.
To see eye to eye.
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 To see eye to eye, it means to agree with someone or have the same perspective on something. My sister and I don't always see eye to eye, but we still love each other. The two leaders were able to see eye to eye on most issues and reached a mutually beneficial agreement. It's okay if we don't see eye to eye on everything, we can still have a respectful discussion and learn from each other's perspectives.
To bend over backwards.
To bend over backwards.
To bend over backwards.
To bend over backwards.
To bend over backwards, it means to try very hard to please someone or do something, often by making a great effort or going out of one's way. She bent over backwards to make sure her guests had a good time at her party. The hotel staff bent over backwards to accommodate our special requests and make our stay as comfortable as possible. He bent over backwards to help his friend find a job, even though it meant putting in extra hours at work.
To lay it on the line.
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 To lay it on the line, it means to be very direct or frank, often by speaking openly and honestly about something difficult or sensitive. She laid it on the line and told him exactly how she felt about their relationship. The boss laid it on the line and told us that if we didn't improve our performance, we would lose our jobs. He laid it on the line and told his friend that he couldn't lend him any more money.
To back out.
To back out.
To back out.
To back out.
To back out, it means to change or cancel an agreement or arrangement, often at the last minute or after previously agreeing to something. She backed out of the deal at the last minute because she had second thoughts about it. He backed out of going on vacation with us because he couldn't afford it. They backed out of buying the house because they found out it had some major problems.
To give and take.
To give and take.
To give and take.
To give and take.
To give and take, it refers to cooperation or compromise, often involving mutual concessions or adjustments in order to reach an agreement or resolution. A successful relationship requires give and take from both partners. The negotiations involved a lot of give and take before both sides were satisfied with the outcome. We had to do some give and take to come up with a plan that worked for everyone.
To meet someone halfway.
To meet someone halfway.
To meet someone halfway.
To meet someone halfway.
To meet someone halfway, it means to compromise with someone by making concessions or adjustments to reach an agreement or resolution. We couldn't agree on where to go for dinner, so we decided to meet each other halfway and choose a place that was in between our preferences. The two sides were able to meet each other halfway and come up with a solution that satisfied everyone. She was willing to meet him halfway and make some changes in order to save their relationship.
On one's plate.
On one's plate.
On one's plate.
On one's plate.
On one's plate, it means that something is waiting to be done or dealt with, often referring to tasks or responsibilities. She has a lot on her plate right now, with work and family commitments. I can't take on any more projects because I already have too much on my plate. He's been feeling overwhelmed because he has so much on his plate.
To have the bandwidth.
To have the bandwidth.
To have the bandwidth.
To have the bandwidth.
To have the bandwidth, it means to have the ability or capacity to handle the work, often in terms of time, resources, or mental energy. I don't have the bandwidth to take on any more tasks this week. The team doesn't have the bandwidth to handle another project without hiring more staff. She's been feeling stressed because she doesn't have the bandwidth to deal with all her responsibilities.
To know the ropes.
To know the ropes.
To know the ropes.
To know the ropes.
To know the ropes, it means to be familiar with job processes, procedures, or people, often through experience or training. She's new to the company, but she's learning quickly and already knows the ropes. He's been working here for years and knows the ropes better than anyone. It takes time to know the ropes when starting a new job, but it gets easier with practice.
To catch on.
To catch on.
To catch on.
To catch on.
To catch on, it means to quickly and easily learn or understand something, often through observation or experience. She caught on quickly and was able to complete the task without any problems. He's a fast learner and always catches on quickly when we teach him something new. It took me a while to catch on, but now I understand how it works.
A dry run.
A dry run.
A dry run.
A dry run.
A dry run, it refers to a rehearsal or practice session, often used to test or prepare for something before doing it for real. We did a dry run of the presentation to make sure everything was working properly. The team did a dry run of the emergency procedures to make sure everyone knew what to do. She did a dry run of her speech in front of her friends to get some feedback.
To troubleshoot something.
To troubleshoot something.
To troubleshoot something.
To troubleshoot something.
To troubleshoot something, it means to identify the problems in a program or process, often by systematically testing and analyzing different components or steps. She's great at troubleshooting and can always figure out what's causing the problem. He spent hours troubleshooting the issue before finally finding a solution. We need to troubleshoot this process and figure out why it's not working properly.
To get the bugs out.
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 To get the bugs out, it means fixing any problems in software programs, often by identifying and correcting errors or glitches. The development team is working hard to get the bugs out before the release date. She's an expert at getting the bugs out and making sure everything runs smoothly. We need to get the bugs out of this program before we can launch it.
To plug and play.
To plug and play.
To plug and play.
To plug and play.
To plug and play, it refers to something that is easy to install and use, often without requiring any special knowledge or expertise. This printer is plug and play, so you just need to connect it to your computer and it will start working right away. The software is designed to be plug and play, so even people without technical skills can use it easily. I love how this device is plug and play and doesn't require any complicated setup.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire, it means close to the deadline or due date, often implying that time is running out or that there is a sense of urgency. We're down to the wire and need to finish this project by tomorrow. The negotiations went down to the wire before both sides finally reached an agreement. She always leaves things until they're down to the wire and then rushes to get them done.
Heads up.
Heads up.
Heads up.
Heads up.
Heads up, it is used as a warning that a change or new procedure is coming, often used as a way of giving advance notice or preparing someone for something. Just a heads up that there will be some changes in company policy next month. Thanks for giving me a heads up about the traffic jam so I could take a different route. I wanted to give you a heads up that we'll be having a meeting tomorrow morning.
To be burned out.
To be burned out.
To be burned out.
To be burned out.
To be burned out, it means to feel very tired and not want to continue an activity, often as a result of prolonged stress or overwork. She's been working so hard lately that she's starting to feel burned out. He's been feeling burned out from all the stress at work and needs a break. It's important to take care of yourself and avoid getting burned out.
To upgrade.
To upgrade.
To upgrade.
To upgrade.
To upgrade, it means to improve, update, or change something for the better. I upgraded my phone to the latest model and now it runs much faster. The company decided to upgrade its computer systems to improve efficiency. She upgraded her flight to first class for a more comfortable travel experience.
Multitasking.
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 Multitasking, it means doing more than one thing at the same time. She's great at multitasking and can handle several projects at once. I find it difficult to multitask and prefer to focus on one task at a time. He was multitasking by talking on the phone while typing an email.
To make waves.
To make waves.
To make waves.
To make waves.
To make waves, it means to cause troubles or problems, often by challenging the status quo or disrupting established norms. She's not afraid to make waves and speak out against injustice. He made waves in the company by proposing some radical changes to their business model. They didn't want to make waves, so they decided to go along with the group's decision.
A bottleneck.
A bottleneck.
A bottleneck.
A bottleneck.
A bottleneck, it refers to a person or place that stops or slows the easy flow of ideas, information, or progress. The approval process was a bottleneck that slowed down the project's progress. The narrow bridge was a bottleneck that caused traffic to back up for miles. He was a bottleneck in the team because he couldn't keep up with the workload.
To cut corners.
To cut corners.
To cut corners.
To cut corners.
To cut corners, it means to save money or time by substituting inferior materials or not carrying out all the required steps. The contractor cut corners by using cheap materials, which resulted in a poorly built house. She cut corners by skipping some steps in the recipe, but the dish didn't turn out as well as she had hoped. The company cut corners by not providing proper training for their employees, which led to accidents and injuries.
To make do.
To make do.
To make do.
To make do.
To make do, it means to complete a task using only the available supplies or people, often in a resourceful or creative way. We didn't have all the ingredients for the recipe, so we had to make do with what we had on hand. The team was short-staffed, so they had to make do with fewer people and work longer hours. She didn't have a proper tool for the job, so she made do with a makeshift solution.
To be in the same boat.
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 To be in the same boat, it means to be in the same situation as someone else, often facing similar challenges or difficulties. We're all in the same boat when it comes to dealing with this difficult situation. They were both struggling financially, so they were in the same boat and could relate to each other's struggles. Even though we come from different backgrounds, we're all in the same boat when it comes to wanting a better future for our children.
A pain in the neck.
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 A pain in the neck, it refers to a difficult problem or person that causes annoyance or frustration. This paperwork is a real pain in the neck and takes up so much of my time. He's being a pain in the neck by constantly complaining and making unreasonable demands. The traffic jam was a pain in the neck and made me late for my appointment.
To be in someone's face.
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 To be in someone's face, it means to make someone uncomfortable or be confrontational, often by being aggressive or intrusive. She was really in my face and wouldn't back off even when I asked her to stop. He's always in your face with his opinions and doesn't know when to back off. I don't like it when people get in my face and invade my personal space.
To be between a rock and a hard place.
To be between a rock and a hard place.
To be between a rock and a hard place.
To be between a rock and a hard place.
To be between a rock and a hard place, it means to be in a difficult position, unable to escape or find an easy solution. She was between a rock and a hard place because she had to choose between two equally unappealing options. The company was between a rock and a hard place because they couldn't afford to keep all their employees but also couldn't afford to lose them. He was between a rock and a hard place because he wanted to help his friend but also didn't want to get involved in their problems.
To be plugged in or be dialed in.
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 To be plugged in or be dialed in, it means to be connected or knowledgeable about a situation, often by being well informed or up to date on the latest developments. She's always plugged in and knows what's going on in the industry. He's dialed in and has a good understanding of the company's goals and strategies. It's important to be plugged in and stay informed about the latest trends and developments.
To blow someone away.
To blow someone away.
To blow someone away.
To blow someone away.
To blow someone away, it means to greatly impress someone or exceed their expectations, often by doing something exceptional. Her performance blew everyone away and earned her a standing ovation. The new product blew us away with its innovative features and sleek design. He blew his boss away with his brilliant presentation and got a promotion.
To jumpstart.
To jumpstart.
To jumpstart.
To jumpstart.
To jumpstart, it means to do something to get an activity or institution working better or faster, often by providing a boost or stimulus. The government is trying to jumpstart the economy with a new stimulus package. She jump-started her career by taking on some high-profile projects and getting noticed by the right people. The team needed a jumpstart, so the coach gave them an inspiring pep talk.
A long shot.
A long shot.
A long shot.
A long shot.
A long shot, it refers to a very difficult goal or a goal that one does not expect to achieve, often because the odds are against it or because it requires exceptional skill or luck. Winning the lottery is a long shot, but someone has to win eventually. It's a long shot, but she's applying for the job anyway because she thinks she has a chance. He knew it was a long shot, but he decided to go for it and try his luck.
To be user-friendly.
To be user-friendly.
To be user-friendly.
To be user-friendly.
To be user-friendly, it means to be easy to use, often by being intuitive, well-designed, or accessible. This software is very user-friendly and doesn't require any special training to use. The website is user-friendly and easy to navigate, even for people who aren't tech-savvy. She appreciates how user-friendly this device is and how it makes her life easier.
A game plan.
A game plan.
A game plan.
A game plan.
A game plan, it refers to a strategy or an organized approach to achieving a goal, often involving careful planning and preparation. We need to come up with a game plan for how we're going to tackle this project. His game plan was to start small and gradually build up his business over time. She had a game plan for how she was going to achieve her goals and stuck to it.
To interface with someone/something.
To interface with someone or something.
To interface with someone/something.
To interface with someone/something.
To interface with someone/something, it means to communicate or interact with someone or something, often to exchange information or coordinate activities. She interfaces with clients daily as part of her job. The software interfaces with other programs to share data and work together seamlessly. He needs to interface with his team members more effectively to improve their collaboration.
To go for broke.
To go for broke.
To go for broke.
To go for broke.
To go for broke, it means to attempt to reach a very high goal or gamble everything, often by taking big risks or making bold moves. She decided to go for broke and invest all her savings in her new business venture. He went for broke and bet everything on one hand of poker, hoping for a big win. They went for broke and tried an unconventional strategy that paid off in the end.
To strike out.
To strike out.
To strike out.
To strike out.
To strike out, it means to fail or make a big mistake, often by not achieving one's goals or falling short of expectations. He struck out when he applied for his dream job and didn't get it. She struck out when she tried to impress her boss but ended up making things worse. The team struck out when they lost the championship game after coming so close.
To go down swinging.
To go down swinging.
To go down swinging.
To go down swinging.
To go down swinging, it means to keep trying until the end, never giving up even when facing defeat or failure. Even though they were losing badly, they went down swinging and kept fighting until the final whistle. She went down swinging and gave it her all, even though she knew she wasn't going to win. He refused to give up and went down swinging, determined to keep trying until the very end.
To get the ball rolling.
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 To get the ball rolling, it means to start something, often by taking the first step or initiating an action. She got the ball rolling on the project by organizing a kickoff meeting. He got the ball rolling on his job search by updating his resume and reaching out to contacts. We need to get the ball rolling on this fundraiser if we want to meet our goal.
To step up to the plate.
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 To step up to the plate, it means to take responsibility, often by taking on a challenge or assuming a leadership role. She stepped up to the plate and took charge of the project when no one else was willing to do it. He stepped up to the plate and volunteered to lead the team through a difficult transition. We need someone to step up to the plate and take responsibility for this issue.
To go hand in hand.
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 To go hand in hand, it means to be associated with or go together, often implying a close relationship or connection between two things. Good health and regular exercise go hand in hand. Success and hard work often go hand in hand. Creativity and innovation go hand in many industries.
To step on someone's toes.
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 To step on someone's toes, it means to get in someone's way or interfere with their job or responsibilities, often by overstepping boundaries or acting without consideration for others. She didn't want to step on anyone's toes, so she asked for permission before making any changes. He stepped on his boss's toes by going over his head and making decisions without consulting him. We need to be careful not to step on each other's toes when working together on this project.
To be on the right track.
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 To be on the right track, it means to be going in the correct direction, often implying progress towards a goal or positive development. She's on the right track with her studies and is making good progress toward her degree. The company is on the right track with its new strategy and is seeing positive results. He's on the right track with his recovery and is making steady progress.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, it means not acceptable, often because something is against the rules or outside of established norms or boundaries. That kind of behavior is out of bounds and will not be tolerated. The topic was out of bounds for discussion because it was too sensitive. She knew that what she was doing was out of bounds, but she did it anyway.
To give someone the runaround.
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 To give someone the runaround, it means not answer a question or request directly, often by sending a person somewhere else for an answer or providing evasive or misleading information. She felt like she was getting the runaround when she tried to get information from customer service. He gave her the runaround when she asked him about his plans for the weekend. We don't want to give our customers the runaround, so we need to provide clear and accurate information.
To be in the loop.
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 To be in the loop, it means to be included in communication or decision-making, often by being kept informed about important developments or changes. She's always in the loop and knows what's going on in the company. He felt left out because he wasn't in the loop about the new project. It's important to keep everyone in the loop so that we can work together effectively.
To be out of the loop.
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 To be out of the loop, it means not be included in communication or decision-making, often by being left uninformed about important developments or changes. She felt out of the loop because no one had told her about the meeting. He was out of the loop because he had been away on vacation and missed some important updates. We need to make sure that no one is left out of the loop when we make decisions.
To screw up.
To screw up.
To screw up.
To screw up.
To screw up, it means to make a big error or mistake, often by doing something wrong or failing to do something correctly. She screwed up and forgot to submit her assignment on time. He screwed up at work and lost an important client. We all screw up sometimes, but it's important to learn from our mistakes.
To be on the ball.
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 To be on the ball, it means to be smart, intelligent, or a good worker, often by being alert, attentive, and quick to respond. She's always on the ball and never misses a deadline. He's on the ball and always has a clever solution to any problem. It's important to be on the ball when working in a fast-paced environment.
To shoot the breeze.
To shoot the breeze.
To shoot the breeze.
To shoot the breeze.
To shoot the breeze, it means to make informal conversation, often by chatting casually or discussing lighthearted topics. We sat on the porch and shot the breeze for hours. He likes to shoot the breeze with his coworkers during their lunch break. It's nice to just shoot the breeze and not talk about anything serious for a change.
To pull strings.
To pull strings.
To pull strings.
To pull strings.
To pull strings, it means to take advantage of connections or influence to achieve a goal, often by using personal relationships or favors to gain an advantage. She pulled some strings and got her friend an interview at her company. He pulled strings to get his son admitted to a prestigious school. They were able to pull strings and get a reservation at the exclusive restaurant.
To kick back.
To kick back.
To kick back.
To kick back.
To kick back, it refers to money or favors given in exchange for influence or preferential treatment, often in a corrupt or unethical manner. The politician was accused of accepting kickbacks from a construction company in exchange for government contracts. He was caught taking kickbacks from suppliers and was fired from his job. The company was investigated for paying kickbacks to foreign officials to secure business deals.
To go by the book.
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 To go by the book, it means to closely follow procedures or rules, often by adhering strictly to established guidelines or protocols. She always goes by the book and never cuts corners. He went by the book when conducting the investigation and followed all the proper procedures. The company insists that all employees go by the book when it comes to safety regulations.
On one's toes.
On one's toes.
On one's toes.
On one's toes.
On one's toes, it means to be prepared to quickly move or react, often by being alert and ready for action. She's always on her toes and ready for anything that comes her way. He stays on his toes by keeping up with the latest developments in his field. The team needs to be on their toes if they want to win the game.
To eyeball it.
To eyeball it.
To eyeball it.
To eyeball it.
To eyeball it, it means to estimate or guess based on a glance, often without using precise measurements or calculations. She eyeballed it and guessed that there were about 50 people in the room. He eyeballed it and decided that the painting was level enough without using a level. I'm not sure exactly how much flour we need, so let's just eyeball it.
In the red.
In the red.
In the red.
In the red.
In the red, it means to be in debt, often by spending more money than one has or by owing more than one can pay back. The company is in the red and needs to find a way to turn a profit. He's been in the red since he lost his job and can't keep up with his bills. It's important to manage your finances carefully so you don't end up in the red.
In the black.
In the black.
In the black.
In the black.
In the black, it means not be in debt, often by having a positive financial balance or by earning more than one spends. The company is finally in the black after years of struggling financially. She's been working hard to get out of debt and is now in the black for the first time in years. It's a good feeling to be in the black and not have to worry about debt.
To go for the gold.
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 To go for the gold, it means to try for a difficult goal, often by aiming for the highest achievement or striving for excellence. She's going for the gold and training hard to win the championship. He's going for the gold and pushing himself to achieve his full potential. The team is going for the gold and determined to come out on top.
To go for it.
To go for it.
To go for it.
To go for it.
To go for it, it means to make an extra effort to meet a goal, often by taking bold or decisive action. She decided to go for it and apply for her dream job, even though she wasn't sure if she was qualified. He went for it and asked her out on a date, even though he was nervous about being rejected. The team went for it and tried an unconventional strategy that paid off in the end.
.com.
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 .com, it refers to an internet-based business, often one that operates primarily online and uses the internet as its main platform for commerce or communication. She started a .com company that sells handmade crafts online. He works for a .com that provides online marketing services to small businesses. The .com boom of the late 1990s saw the rise of many successful internet-based companies.
.comer.
.comma.
.comma.
.comer.
.comer, it refers to an employee of an internet-based business, often someone who works in the tech industry or has a job related to online commerce or communication. She's a .comer and works as a web developer for an e-commerce company. He's a .comer and has a job in online marketing and advertising. Many .comers were affected by the .com bust when many internet-based companies went bankrupt.
To miss the boat.
To miss the boat.
To miss the boat.
To miss the boat.
To miss the boat, it means to miss an opportunity, often by not acting quickly enough or failing to take advantage of a favorable situation. She missed the boat on investing in that stock and now it's too late to make a profit. He missed the boat on applying for that job because he didn't submit his application on time. They missed the boat on buying that house because someone else made an offer first.
A trade-off.
A trade-off.
A trade-off.
A trade-off.
A trade-off, it refers to an exchange or compromise, often involving giving up one thing to gain another or making a decision that involves both benefits and drawbacks. The trade-off between working long hours and having more free time is something many people struggle with. He had to make a trade-off between saving money and living in a nicer apartment. The company faced a trade-off between increasing profits and maintaining high ethical standards.
Burn rate.
Burn rate.
Burn rate.
Burn rate.
Burn rate, it refers to the rate at which a new company spends money, often about its available capital or funding. The startup had a high burn rate and was quickly running out of money. He was concerned about the company's burn rate and wanted to find ways to reduce costs. Many new companies have a high burn rate as they invest in growth and expansion.
Bricks and mortar.
Bricks and mortar.
Bricks and mortar.
Bricks and mortar.
Bricks and mortar, it means a traditional business with a physical building where goods are bought and sold, as opposed to an internet-based business that operates primarily online. She prefers shopping at bricks and mortar stores because she likes being able to see and touch the products before buying them. He owns a bricks and mortar bookstore that has been in business for over 50 years. Many bricks and mortar retailers have struggled to compete with online shopping.
To land on one's feet.
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 To land on one's feet, it means to recover from a problem or difficult challenge, often by finding a way to overcome adversity or bounce back from failure. She always lands on her feet, no matter what life throws her way. He landed on his feet after losing his job by starting his own successful business. The company landed on its feet after going through some tough times and is now thriving again.
To twist someone's arm.
To twist someone's arm.
To twist someone's arm.
To twist someone's arm.
To twist someone's arm, it means to convince or persuade someone to do something, often by using pressure or coercion. She twisted his arm until he agreed to come with her to the party. He didn't want to go, but his friends twisted his arm until he changed his mind. They twisted her arm until she agreed to sign the contract, even though she wasn't sure it was the right decision.
To burn one's bridges.
To burn one's bridges.
To burn one's bridges.
To burn one's bridges.
To burn one's bridges, it means to do something that will hurt or destroy a relationship, often by acting in a way that is unforgivable or causes irreparable damage. She burned her bridges with her former employer by quitting without notice and leaving them in a difficult situation. He burned his bridges with his friends by betraying their trust and spreading rumors about them. It's never a good idea to burn your bridges because you never know when you might need someone's help or support in the future.
To jump the gun.
To jump the gun.
To jump the gun.
To jump the gun.
To jump the gun, it means to do something too soon or before it is appropriate, often by acting prematurely or impulsively. She jumped the gun and quit her job before finding a new one. He jumped the gun and proposed to her after only a few weeks of dating. They jumped the gun and started celebrating before the results were officially announced.
To hold one's horses.
To hold one's horses.
To hold one's horses.
To hold one's horses.
To hold one's horses, it means to slow down or stop for a minute, often used as a way of telling someone to be patient or wait before taking action. Hold your horses, we need to think this through before making a decision. She told him to hold his horses and not get too excited until they had all the facts. He needed to hold his horses and not rush into anything without considering the consequences.
To get burned.
To get burned.
To get burned.
To get burned.
To get burned, it means to lose money or get emotionally hurt, often as a result of taking a risk or being betrayed. She got burned when she invested in a risky venture that didn't pay off. He got burned when his girlfriend cheated on him and broke his heart. They got burned when they trusted the wrong person and ended up losing everything.
To do an end run.
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 To do an end run, it means to go around someone to accomplish something, often by bypassing established channels or procedures to achieve a goal more quickly or easily. She did an end run around her boss and went straight to the CEO with her proposal. He did an end run around the committee and got his project approved by going directly to the board of directors. They did an end run around the rules by finding a loophole that allowed them to get what they wanted.
To have one's cake and eat it, too.
To have one's cake and eat it, too.
To have one's cake and eat it too.
To have one's cake and eat it too.
To have one's cake and eat it, too, it means to win it all or get everything one wishes for, often implying that someone wants to have the best of both worlds or enjoy two incompatible things at the same time. She wants to have her cake and eat it, too, by having a successful career and a fulfilling family life. He wants to have his cake and eat it, too, by enjoying all the benefits of being single while also having a committed relationship. They want to have their cake and eat it, too, by living in the city while also enjoying the peace of the countryside.
To blow it.
To blow it.
To blow it.
To blow it.
To blow it, it means to make a big mistake, often by doing something wrong or failing to do something correctly. She blew it when she forgot her lines during the audition. He blew it when he lost his temper and said something he regretted. They blew it when they made a bad decision that cost them the game.
To be back to square one.
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 To be back to square one, it means to have to start over again, often after experiencing a setback or failure that undoes previous progress or achievements. She's back to square one after her business failed and she had to start over from scratch. He's back to square one after losing his job and having to look for work again. They're back to square one after their relationship ended and they had to start over as single people.
Off base.
Off base.
Off base.
Off base.
Off base, it means incorrect or inappropriate, often used to describe something misguided or mistaken. She was off base when she accused him of lying without having all the facts. He was off base when he made assumptions about her without getting to know her first. They were off base when they predicted that their team would win easily.
To pass the buck.
To pass the buck.
To pass the buck.
To pass the buck.
To pass the buck, it means to give or hand off a problem to someone else, often by avoiding responsibility or shifting blame onto others. She passed the buck by blaming her mistake on her coworker instead of taking responsibility for it herself. He passed the buck by saying that it wasn't his job to fix the problem and that someone else should do it. They passed the buck by claiming that they were just following orders instead of admitting that they made a bad decision.
To throw someone a curve.
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 To throw someone a curve, it means to do something unexpected, often by surprising someone with an unexpected turn of events or a sudden change of plans. She threw him a curve by quitting her job without warning. He threw them a curve by changing his mind at the last minute and backing out of the deal. They threw us a curve by announcing that they were getting married after only dating for a few weeks.
No dice.
No dice.
No dice.
No dice.
No dice, it means that something cannot happen or that a deal or agreement cannot be reached. She asked for a raise, but her boss said no dice. He tried to negotiate a better price, but the seller said no dice. They wanted to extend their vacation, but their boss said no dice and they had to come back to work.
A piece of cake.
A piece of cake.
A piece of cake.
A piece of cake.
A piece of cake, it means that something is very easy or requires very little effort, often used to describe tasks or challenges that are simple. The test was a piece of cake and she finished it in no time. He said the job was a piece of cake and he could do it with his eyes closed. They thought the hike would be difficult, but it turned out to be a piece of cake.
To raise the bar.
To raise the bar.
To raise the bar.
To raise the bar.
To raise the bar, it means to increase expectations or standards, often by setting higher goals or demanding more from oneself or others. She raised the bar for herself by setting more challenging goals and pushing herself harder. He raised the bar for his team by expecting them to perform at a higher level and achieve better results. The company raised the bar for its competitors by introducing innovative products and setting new standards in the industry.
To butter someone up.
To butter someone up.
To butter someone up.
To butter someone up.
To butter someone up, it means to say nice things to someone to get something from them, often by flattering them or being insincere to gain their favor or approval. She buttered up her boss by complimenting her on her outfit and praising her leadership skills. He buttered up his teacher by bringing her an apple and telling her how much he enjoyed her class. They buttered up their parents by doing extra chores and being on their best behavior to get what they wanted.
To drop the ball.
To drop the ball.
To drop the ball.
To drop the ball.
To drop the ball, it means to fail to finish or follow through on a task, often by making a mistake or not meeting expectations. She dropped the ball on the project and missed an important deadline. He dropped the ball when he forgot to make the reservations and they had nowhere to stay. They dropped the ball when they didn't prepare properly for the presentation and it didn't go well.
To play it by ear.
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 To play it by ear, it means to improvise or make it up as you go along, often by adapting to changing circumstances or making decisions on the fly. She decided to play it by ear and see how she felt before making any plans for the weekend. He played it by ear during the meeting and came up with some great ideas on the spot. They played it by ear on their road trip and ended up having some amazing adventures.
On second thought.
On second thought.
On second thought.
On second thought.
On second thought, it means to change one's mind after thinking something over, often used when reconsidering a previous decision or opinion. On second thought, she decided not to go out tonight and stayed home instead. On second thought, he realized that he had been wrong and apologized for his mistake. On second thought, they changed their minds about moving away and decided to stay put.
Double-faced.
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 Double-faced, it means someone is deceitful or insincere. He was double-faced, pretending to be a loyal friend while secretly spreading rumors behind their backs. She was known for being double-faced, always saying one thing and doing another. They were double-faced, acting like they cared about the environment while secretly polluting it.
To lose face.
To lose face.
To lose face.
To lose face.
To lose face, it means to suffer a loss of respect or reputation, often as a result of doing something that is considered embarrassing or shameful. He was afraid to admit his mistake because he didn't want to lose face in front of his colleagues. She lost face when she was caught cheating on the exam and had to face the consequences. The company lost face when it was revealed that they had been engaging in unethical business practices.
To make faces.
To make faces.
To make faces.
To make faces.
To make faces, it means to contort one's facial features, often humorously or exaggeratedly, to express an emotion or to entertain others. She made faces at the baby to make him laugh. He made a face when he tasted the sour lemon. They made silly faces at each other and couldn't stop laughing.
To give birth to.
To give birth to.
To give birth to.
To give birth to.
To give birth to, it means to bring forth new life, often by delivering a baby or creating something new. She gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. He gave birth to a new idea that changed the way people thought about the problem. They gave birth to a movement that inspired change and progress.
To taste of something.
To taste of something.
To taste of something.
To taste of something.
To taste of something, it means to have the flavor or quality of something, often used to describe food or drink. The soup tasted of garlic and herbs. The wine tasted of ripe berries and oak. The cake tasted of chocolate and vanilla.
To go in for.
To go in for.
To go in for.
To go in for.
To go in for, it means to participate in or enjoy something, often by taking part in an activity or pursuing a hobby or interest. She goes in for hiking and loves exploring new trails. He goes in for photography and takes beautiful pictures of nature. They go in for dancing and attend classes every week.
To show up.
To show up.
To show up.
To show up.
To show up, it means to arrive or be present, often used to indicate attendance or participation in an event or activity. She showed up early for the meeting and was well prepared. He didn't show up for his appointment and didn't call to cancel. They showed up at the party and surprised everyone with their unexpected arrival.
To show off.
To show off.
To show off.
To show off.
To show off, it means to display one's abilities or possessions in a boastful or ostentatious manner, often by trying to impress others or draw attention to oneself. She showed off her new dress and twirled around for everyone to see. He showed off his skills on the basketball court and impressed everyone with his moves. They showed off their fancy car and drove around the block with the top down.
To carry out.
To carry out.
To carry out.
To carry out.
To carry out, it means to perform or execute a task, often by following instructions or completing a series of steps. She experimented according to the protocol and recorded her results. He carried out his duties with diligence and professionalism. They carried out their plan and achieved their goal.
To come up with.
To come up with.
To come up with.
To come up with.
To come up with, it means to think of or devise something, often by using creativity or problem-solving skills to generate new ideas or solutions. She came up with a brilliant idea for her project and impressed her teachers. He came up with a clever solution to the problem that no one else had thought of. They came up with a plan to raise money for charity and organized a successful event.
To draw up.
To draw up.
To draw up.
To draw up.
To draw up, it means to prepare or compose something, often by writing down information or creating a document or plan. She drew up a contract and had both parties sign it. He drew up a list of tasks and assigned them to different team members. They drew up a budget for their trip and made sure they had enough money for everything they wanted to do.
Back up.
Back up.
To back up.
To back up.
Back up, it means to move backwards, to support, or to make a copy of data. The driver had to back up the car to avoid hitting the pedestrian. The company's IT department regularly backs up all important files. The manager promised to back up his team members in their presentation.
Beat off.
Beat off.
To beat off.
To beat off.
Beat off, it means to defeat or repel someone or something. The home team managed to beat off the visitors' attack and win the game. The company was able to beat off its competitors and secure the contract. The hiker had to use a stick to beat off the wild animals.
Break down.
Break down.
To break down.
To break down.
Break down, it means to stop working, to fail, or to analyze something in detail. The car broke down on the highway and had to be towed away. The negotiations between the two countries broke down due to disagreements over trade. The professor asked his students to break down the complex problem into smaller parts and solve them one by one.